This is an introduction to Chapter 8, Analyzing Data. We're going to start by refreshing on how to solve equations. Remember that when we solve an equation, if we're adding to the x to solve, we subtract. So we'll subtract 13 from both sides, and we'll end up with x equals 40. X equals 15. And we want to double check that. Plug it in for x, 15 plus 13. Does that equal 28? Well, it sure does. So it checks out. Remember, when we're solving, if I subtract from my variable, I'm going to add in order to get the variable by itself. So I'm going to add 3.8 to both sides. I end up with n equals 12.5. And then I check my answer. I plug in 12.5 for n. And I see if n minus 3.8 would give me 8.7. Well, 12.5 minus 3.8 is 8.7. So that works. If we are multiplying to our variable to solve, we would divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.2. And we'll end up with c equals 20. To check, we'll take 1.2 times 20 to see if that equals 24. And it sure does, so our answer checks out. And then if we are dividing our variable by a number, we're going to multiply in order to solve. So I'm going to multiply 4.5 to both sides, and s equals 45 then. So to check, I do 45 divided by 4.5 and see if that equals 10. When I check it, it sure does equal 10, so it checks out. Now we're going to refresh solving proportions. Remember, when we solve a proportion, we do cross products. So if this looked a little neater, it would be 3 over 4 equals a over 24. To solve, we do our cross products. 4 times a is 4a, equals 3 times 24, which is 72. Divide both sides by 4, and a equals 18. For the second one, if I rewrite this a little neater, it's 2 over b equals 3 over 21. To solve, I do my cross products. 3 times b is 3b. 2 times 21 is 42. Divide by 3 on both sides, and b equals 14 as my answer. Try these two on your own. All right. For C, this should say, C should say n over 52 equals 17 over 13. I do my cross products. 13 times n equals 52 times 17, which is 884. Divide both sides by 13, and n equals 68. And finally, 5 over 7 equals, that should just say 8 over t. Do my cross products. 5 times t is 5t, equals 7 times 8 is 56. Divide both sides by 5, and t equals 11.2. And now for a refresher on percents. So in order to figure out what percent of 20 is 8, remember it's is over of equals percent over 100. So 8 over 20 equals something over 100. I solve my proportion just like we just did, cross multiply and divide, and x equals 40%. For 9 is what percent of 30? It's the same type of problem. 9 over 30 equals x over 100. Cross multiply and divide, and we get 30%. Try these two on your own. All right, for C, we will do 36 over 150 equals x over 100. And when you solve, you will get 24%. And for the last one, we will do 60 over 480 equals x over 100. And x will end up equaling 12.5%. Your assignment is to do the review packet.